In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can compound your gains with Cropper Finance and how you can remove liquidity. This is essentially part 2, so make sure you've watched part 1 with Cropper first. But let's dive in. So as per normal, dupe.ag is where we want to go. Come up to the top here and then click on Welcome to Solana. This gives us the ecosystem page. We can get started. We can scroll on down, scroll right on down, right down to Explore Solana apps, and then we click on liquidity and we can see Cropper. Of course, you can use Twitter, but I like to use this because this way we know it has the legitimate links. Click here, and this auto prompts us to connect our wallet. So I'm going to turn on auto connect, but you don't have to. We'll connect, and then we've got the UI as we covered in the previous video. Let's click on portfolio, and this has been sitting in a range for about 1 week. We've earned almost 60 cents, which isn't a lot. However, we didn't put in a lot to begin with. We put in about $38. If you don't think that's a good return, that's completely up to you. I'm starting with small amounts just so you get a feeling of it. Then as you get more and more familiar with DeFi, you may like to go in with a larger amount of capital. So as an example, 60 cents times 52 weeks is a return of around $31.20. And if we go ahead and divide that by basically what we put in, about $38, then times it by 100, we're earning 82%. And that's actually a very decent yield. Of course, it can go up and down, and we have to make sure that we're always staying in the range. So let's go over the first steps right now. Right now, we can harvest all if we want to, or we can just compound. If we click harvest, the rewards will go into our wallet. As an example, click on this, it pops up, we're going to lose some Solana, but we'll be getting some USDC and some Sol here. That actually doesn't equal 60 cents, so I'm unsure how it all works exactly. But this is nonetheless what happens if we harvest. We're going to reject that, and instead we can of course click down here if we prefer. We see the same thing, but I want to click on compound. So this is currently my position, $37.82, and we've got about 60 cents here. If we hover over this, we can see the Sol and USDC. So let's go ahead and let's approve this and compound the position. And then we have another transaction, we'll approve this, and we have another transaction, we'll approve here. And so how I think it would have happened if we had harvested it all initially, we would have probably had 2 transactions to harvest. Now we've gone and compounded, let's go and refresh the page, and we'll go back to our portfolio. Now I'm not entirely sure why this only shows $38.05. I was expecting more, but nevertheless we've harvested, and I'll reach out to the team to find out why it's like this. Of course, if you want help or if you have questions in the future, just reach out directly to whatever dApp we're covering. So in this case, it would be Cropper. You can ping them on Twitter or ping them in Discord, but always be mindful of scammers that are impersonating team members. And as covered in our first tutorials on how to set up a wallet, you will never ever share your secret recovery phrase with anybody. Anyway, now that that's all done, we can click here. At present, Solana is currently around $135. We can always edit this range if we think it's going to change. So edit, maybe we want to make it bigger. This will actually mean that we're going to earn less fees as our liquidity will be over a larger range. Or we can tighten up our range, something like this, which will mean that we have more potential for impermanent loss, but also more potential to generate far more fees. Then we can click update and then approve again, and then approve. Basically what we did is we withdrew the funds and we've created a new position. Now, for some reason, this is not showing as it should, but I estimate the APY to be around about 80%, maybe a little bit higher. Now, what do you do when you want to withdraw your crypto? So maybe the market changes or you need it for something else. Scroll down to the bottom and just click on withdraw. Of course, you've got this other option, deposit, if you wanted to add more to the position, but we'll click on withdraw and we can adjust the slider to withdraw whatever we want. If we had any pending rewards, we would also be withdrawing them as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to withdraw all of this and then approve. The transaction has completed. We can see we've got more Sol and more USDC in our wallet. And if we refresh the page here, then go back to portfolio, we can see it says no position found. So that's a basic overview on how you can change your position with Cropper and also remove your position. In future tutorials, we'll cover how to find potentially good positions. So make sure you're subscribed and we'll catch you in those tutorials.